Hi there, I'm Bailey, and today we're going to be reacting blind to a performance of The Crucible, Act 3, done by the Oshkosh West staff.
Hi, my name's Caitlin, and I'm going to be recording my reaction and review to the English department's table read of The Crucible.
So I will be reading the part of Reverend Paris. Mrs. Stelpflug.
I'm reading Mary Warren today.
Mrs. Bry.
I am reading as Elizabeth Proctor.
Mr. Habel.
I am reading as Giles Corey.
Mr. Thurwatcher.
Today I will be Reverend John Hale.
Miss Jong.
I'll be reading for Abigail Williams.
All right. Mr. Heller.
I will be reading the part of Francis Nurse.
Mr. Scott.
I will be Judge Danforth.
Mr. Herm.
I will be Judge Hathorn.
Miss Hiddle.
I will be Martha Corey.
Mrs. Cole.
I will be reading the part of Susanna Walcott and the girls.
Mrs. Renard.
I'll be reading Herrick.
Mr. Phelps is reading Mr. Proctor, or John Proctor. Excellency, you surely cannot think to let so vile a lie be spread in open court.
Oh, indeed not. But it strike hard upon me that she will dare come here with such a tale. Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I should hear you or not, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment.
I know that, sir.
Let me continue. I understand well a husband's
Scott is
tenderness may
literally
drive him
carrying
to
the
extravagance
whole
in defense
performance
of his
right
wife.
None
Are
of
you
the other
certain
two are
in
putting
your
in the
conscience,
effort that he
mister,
is.
that your evidence is the truth?
It is, and you will surely know it.
And you thought to
This is
declare
also
this
gonna be
revelation in the
done, too.
open court, before the public?
I thought I would, with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in so doing?
Why, I would free my wife, sir.
Not come to church?
I have no love for Mr. Paris. It is no secret, but God I surely love.
He plow on Sunday, sir.
Plow on Sunday?
I think it be evidence, John. I'm an official of the court. I cannot keep it.
I have once or twice plowed on Sunday. I have 3 children, sir, and until last year my land give little.
You'll find other Christians that do plow on Sunday if the truth be known.
Your Honor, I cannot think you may judge the man on such evidence.
No, I judge nothing. I tell you straight, mister, I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have, until this moment, not the slightest reason to suspect these children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women have lived so long with such upright reputation? And yet,
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not, or you should surely know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us that Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending out her spirit on them? It is the children only, and this one will swear she lied to you.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent me a claim in which she states she is pregnant now.
My wife? Pregnant?
Anyways.
Well, there be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
But if she says she is pregnant, then she must be. That woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir. Never.
We have thought it too convenient to be credited. However, if I should tell you now that I will let her be kept another month, and if she begins to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year until she is delivered. What say you to that? Come now. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good then. She is saved at least this year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He's come to overthrow this court, Your Honor.
These are my friends. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not, sir. I am ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to hurt the court. I only...
Marshal, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for 1 hour. Let them go to the tavern if they will. All witnesses and prisoners are to be kept in this building.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir, I know this man all my life. It is a good man, sir.
Come on, Miss Raynor. Like, more emotion. More emotion. Another point I would like to make is that I think Mr. Scott and Mr. Phelps, probably the best actors so far, in my opinion. They both seem, out of everybody, they both seem to have their characters down. They may not have the best facial expressions, but they have very good voices for their characters, very good voice acting. They both have even just, like, used their hands a little bit, got a little active with it, give it more life, you know what I mean?
1 hour later.
Okay, so I took some notes throughout, so here's some of my thoughts. So Mr. Scott absolutely carried the entire performance. Easily the best actor here. He had the facial expressions, he had the voice, he had the motions, he had the eye contact with the camera, everything. Also, really good performance, Mr. Phelps. He had a really, subtle way that he brought the character to life. He had the expressions and the confidence and the emotions in his voice, even some of the hand gestures. Great job. Also, kind of unexpected, but Miss Zhang, I think she did a really good job as Abigail. I kind of wish we would have gotten to see more of her. She really brought the emotion, and you could, really, really feel Abigail's character in her. Now on to some of the worst performances. I'm sorry, Mrs. Stelflug, but the bad crying, just stop. Why? You gotta work on that, girl. Also, the rest of Miss Stelflug's acting is just really monotone. Mr. Hartman, he, never looked at the camera. He's clearly, maybe this is, his, first time looking at the script. A lot of monotony in his voice, and yeah. Also up there, Mr. Herm, he's always looking at the camera, but I think that's because he's just looking at the script right away. Really monotone and lots of stumbling as well. Also, I think that Mr. Thurwatcher's performance is really underwhelming considering he's the drama club director. Come on. I mean, obviously, his pronunciation was a lot clearer, but he just really didn't bring anything to the character. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Now you can see what Caitlin has to say.
Okay, so after watching the whole entire thing, I'd say it was a pretty good entertaining video. Probably about as entertaining as everybody in class taking parts and reading it out loud. By far, in my opinion, the best actors were Mr. Scott and Mr. Phelps. They both seemed to take on their role pretty well. Mr. Phelps especially. Actually, no, they're both pretty even when it comes to the acting. Had a good voice for it. Had a good, a little bit active, a little bit more lively. Had a good facial expressions. And then Mrs. Stelflug did really well when she started having more lines. She did very, very well with acting, I believe. A lot of them were kind of flat for acting wise, but that's kind of expected when they're not professional actors or haven't done theater. But yeah, overall, I'd give it a, let's say if I was going to give it a grade, I'd give it a, okay, taking into account what it is, I'd give it a solid B. Solid B. A 6.5 out of 10, if you will. Although if you were going to be, it'd probably be more of like an 8 out of 10. But I give it like I'll give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 or a solid B.